Good afternoon, Talent Search participants, and welcome back to our third day of our Summer Robotics Academy. I want to thank you for being here yet another day. So I'd like to begin by talking a little bit first about a few things. If I can get this to work. In addition to welcoming you back, I wanted to remind you that we are presenting challenges, robotics challenges to all of you, and we will be having those winners announced in a little bit by Ms. McGoey. I would like to remind all of our Talent Search participants that are participating right now and watching to please have your cameras on so that I can put a face with a name. And I don't have that capability right now to see if everybody has a camera on. I'm going to rely on my staff for that. Okay. If you have a special circumstance, please private message one of us. Not me at this point because I don't have that access right now. So I'm on live on streaming. So what I'd like to do is review. First of all, I want to thank the staff yesterday for continuing on with day 2. It sounds like you'd had a wonderful day and everybody participated. I would like to let you know that it's critical that I get to see you. So if you have that capability, please make sure that you do turn your camera on. How many do we have cameras on? Okay, great. I also want to let you know that Dr. Flores is going to be giving a special award tomorrow to the participant or participants who have demonstrated that they've followed all of the 5 norms that we have and that you have been engaged in our Summer Robotics Academy. In the event there's more than one participant that will win that award, we will have our digital wheel spin, and we'll make sure that that lucky person gets a special prize. Today we have a special guest with us. I would like to introduce Miss Lynette Francis Cook right now. Okay, come on in. Sit right here or here, guys?
Right here.
Right there. Okay. Okay, good. That's the camera right there. So,
Hi, everyone.
so
Nice to see you.
Right, I asked Ms. Francis Cook to be here today, and we have another special guest that looks like just walked in the room.
Yes.
Dean Marzilli, or the former dean of University College. And so I've asked our supervisors to come in, just congratulate you and welcome you. So I'm going to give them the opportunity to do that right now.
Oh, well,
It's a
I'm
lens.
looking. Oh, it's a wide lens.
Sorry.
It's okay. Hello, everybody. It's great to see you out there. My name is Vice President Cook Francis, and I'm so excited to be working with Dr. Flores and the Talent Search team. I'm so excited for this robotics week, and I've seen, now I can see myself. I've seen the robot. Where's that robot? There's one there.
Can you hold it up? Can you hand it to him?
Thank you. There you go.
It's cool.
Robots are the thing of the future. I just was in a sushi restaurant the other day. I was telling Dr. Flores, and my drinks were delivered by a robot, right? And so this is the beginning,
That's
but it's not the end. So I hope you're having a great time with this great Talent Search team. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all on campus sometime. And thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you for introducing yourself as our vice president and correcting my name.
Oh, that's all right.
And so,
Oh, your name or my name?
right. So I wanted to make sure that Vice President Lynette had an opportunity to come talk to you guys. We have currently, I don't know how many are online, ladies. Can you tell us how many are on? About 16
Oh, that's great.
online right now. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule and being so supportive of Talent Search, and not only supportive of Talent Search, but supportive of students in general. So we've got great students out there. Some of them have already finished their robots.
That's terrific. So what's next? If you finished your robot, are you gonna help the next person build their robot?
They
What's
are
going on?
tutoring, aren't they? They are tutoring the other students who are maybe having a little more challenge.
That's right. I see people holding up their robots on the screen. That's true.
That's cool.
That's right. Show it off. Show it off.
So the assembly was completed yesterday, and today's academy will focus on the coding.
Uh-huh.
So the block coding will be used. We'll also be focusing on how to connect that to the Bluetooth remote that we have for them, and to connect it to the computers.
Well, that's terrific. I will tell you all that I have a son who was doing this when he was your age. He was in a robotics camp just like you, and now he's a systems engineer.
Wow.
And just finished college a couple years ago, and so I'm hoping the same or more for you all.
We'll have to Zoom him in sometime.
We will.
And he can talk about his experiences
Yeah.
in his robotics academy.
Oh, that's right.
And
that's
how
right.
that led him to this wonderful profession that he has now.
It all started with Legos.
Wow. And I'm sure he's earning a handsome salary.
He's still on our phone plan.
Well, thank you so much. We
Okay.
appreciate you being here.
Have a
And
great time. Thanks, team. Do you want to say hi, Dr. Russell?
yeah, we have a special guest, another special guest. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Dr. Scott Marzelli is here.
Hello everyone. How are you? I'm so excited to be here. I was able to be here last year, and in fact, my son and I went along and built the robot with you, and we still have the robot. It's not as high tech as the one you all have this time. We didn't have a controller last time. But then, Dr. Flores, because he got us a robot, then I had to buy my son, an iPad so he could control the robot because he didn't have a cell phone. So, hey, we are so excited that you all are here, and everything that you're learning here and sharing with each other is opportunities that you can take forward. So, coding is the future, and that's the one thing that my son still does today, is he's still coding his robot that he made last year. Wow. And he now makes it, there's 3 different versions of that robot, and he keeps on changing from robot to robot
That's
to
cool.
robot. So what you guys are learning, you guys will still play with and have a lot of fun for years to come. So thanks, Dr. Flores, for letting me come in.
Well,
And
thank you for
thanks
being
to Talent Search team, and thanks to all of you. We to have a team, there would be no team without the students. And without you being active participants in Talent Search, and we're just so excited to have you.
We couldn't have 2 more supporters of our program than these 2 special guests that you saw today and had the opportunity to meet. So we really appreciate it very much. And we have a challenge for the July. We have a challenge for the July Academy, and we're going to give Dean Marzelli and his son the new and improved Mega Robot to assemble, and we're going to take little snippets and videos of them to watch them as they do it.
Now these will be very edited. They'll be very edited videos because you have to remember my son is only 8, so these will be very edited, and so that we don't show 100% of the mistakes. So, but we can't wait, Dr. Flores, for July. We'll be ready to go, and my son's already excited about it.
That's cool. That's really, really cool.
Well, and my daughter, by the way, I have a 5-year-old daughter too, who was probably going to be right there at the table trying to put these together as
Neat.
well. So,
Neat. That's
all right,
really
thanks
cool.
thank you all very much.
Bye, guys. Give them a wave. Give them a wave. They have very busy days, and we were very fortunate to have them here today. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. So I'm so happy you got to meet these special guests, guys out there. Dean Marzelli is now a special assistant to the president of the University of Houston, and Miss Lynette, she is the vice president interim for our new college that we're opening called the Student Success and Student Life College. So we're very blessed and fortunate that they were able to drop by and say hello to you. They are good people, and they totally love Talent Search. So let's move on with our agenda, if you don't mind. Let's talk about the daily objectives and outcomes. Now, today's objective is going to be a little different. Today's objective is going to be coding You're going to get the basic understanding of block coding, block-based coding, and you're going to use that block-based coding to input instructions, to connect your Bluetooth, game remote controller, and your computer, whether it's a desktop, a laptop, an iPad, your phone, whatever that computer may be. I have to remind my mom all the time that that little iPhone that I bought her is actually a computer. You know, every time you hold that iPhone, or any phone you have, it's a computer. So to be very careful with it, and because she's always asking me, son, can you do this? Can you do this? And I'm like, well, you've got a computer in your hand. It's right here. Just use it. So, anyway, that's where we are on the coding. And Mr. Gilo and Miss Claudia will be working on the coding for you. I wanted to mention a little bit about the virtual handbook. The virtual handbook will be on our website, but in the meantime, if you go to your MBOT box that you have has your robot in it, if you open it up and you open the flap up and you look at the inside cover, you can see on the right-hand screen that you'll see a QR code, and I have a big fat red arrow pointing right to it. Okay. Just scan that on your camera and it'll take you right to the handbook for this particular robot, correct?
That's correct.
Super. So in the meantime, if you need to look something up or you want to change something, that QR code will help you get right there. I had a few more comments to make before you actually start completing your building. But yeah, I wanted to talk about, oops, sorry guys, little technical difficulty on my part. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, I wanted to mention to you, and I wanted to get some of your feedback on, let me reverse this a little bit. I wanted to get some of your feedback on your environment and your area that you are working in. What can we do to support you? I think today or tomorrow after this session, I may put a poll up on the Zoom website that you're currently viewing us on to get your opinion on things. And we will also have a survey that you'll be filling out that Mr. Gila will get together for you to let us know how we can improve this academy for the next year. As you know, we had some difficulties Tuesday. We weren't able to spend as much time as we wanted with you. So we have extended the academy through tomorrow. We have had a few of you that have expressed that you are not able to attend, and that's okay. If you will please private message Miss Carmona, Claudia Carmona, and let her know that you will not be at tomorrow's finale, we can make sure that you get any of the materials that you might have missed, okay? Secondly, today we have a packed day. In addition to coding, we're going to take a small break. I have a short clip from Wally to show you. Then we're going to continue with the coding. Mr. Gilo and Ms. Carmona will help you with that. And then those of you that are ready to showcase, who will not be here tomorrow, or maybe you want to showcase today and you don't want to showcase tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow you just want to hang out and watch everybody else showcase their robot. I'm okay with that. So if you think you want to participate in today's showcase, is there a way, can they raise their hand, or can they at least private message you? Can they message us and let us know? So if you want to participate, if your robot's already assembled, you've already coded it, you're ready to show it today, I can give you some guidelines of what today will look like. In just a minute, I'm going to go through that with you. However, if you want to showcase your robot today and the terrific coding you did for your robot, please, on your message board, let us know your name and that you would like to showcase your robot today. And I'm going to give you a few seconds to take care of that, and we'll have somebody count how many we think might want to do that today. No pressure, and remember, guys, there is no pressure at all to showcase your robot. I'm only asking you if you would like the opportunity to share with your peers your progress and what you've learned during this week's academy, that you will have the opportunity to do so. If you don't feel like it, you don't have to. But do remember our opening day remarks that I gave everybody, and that was there may be something special in store for people who might participate in that opportunity. And so let me just give you one word of encouragement. I know that I gave you Tuesday, and that was no matter what work you do, whether it's today, whether it's the robot that you've assembled with us, whether it's that math test you took, or that English homework you had, or those science formulas in chemistry that you couldn't remember, but you turned in a project. Be proud of the work you've done. That is your unique individual work. And nobody should ever be ashamed of the work as long as you feel confident that you have put the work into it and that's the best you can do, then that's the best we can do. And you should be very proud of that. And so it's okay. My robot is still in the emergency room right now, so maybe you'll get to see it tomorrow. Maybe you won't. I don't know. It depends if he's out of ICU. So we'll chat about that, guys. Okay. Seriously, I'm being serious about that. Okay. So how many right now do we have that you think might be able to present today?
No messages so far from anybody.
No messages from anybody. Ooh, okay. We're gonna have a fun packed day tomorrow then, huh?
I put a message in the chat. If you cannot make it to tomorrow's broadcast and you'd like to be considered for the surprise that Dr. Flores mentioned, you need to put your name and that you would like to present in the chat right now, please.
So I'm going to continue with my introduction while you continue to volunteer for today. I think I was in the middle of telling you about the special award I was going to give out today or tomorrow. It depends on how many people I feel like deserve the award. This award is going to be given to one person. However, anybody that's participating in this live streaming has the opportunity to have their name in the hat. This award will be given to one student who has demonstrated to me and my staff during the live streaming that you have embraced the norms that we have talked about at the beginning of the day. And what are those norms? Those norms were we will start on time and end on time. Well, I can tell you I'm not going to win that award because there's been 2 days I haven't started on time, and I apologize for that. But it's important that we start on time and end on time because that's respecting everybody's time. So who's demonstrated that they're logged on and ready to go at 1 o'clock or 1:30 whenever we message you that we're starting. Anybody that has treated everybody with respect and dignity, and I think maybe one of the program coordinators yesterday talked a little bit about what respect should look like when somebody asks you to do something that you do it, and so I would love to see more faces on that tile that I'm looking at. So that's part of that. So I'm going to take that into consideration, whether or not you're able and willing and respectfully to show your picture or your face as we're presenting, as my request, and that you come prepared to learn. And by coming prepared to learn, that is you are ready to go. How do I know that? Well, we've got staff members sitting around computer monitors watching everybody, taking notes on everybody, and making sure that you are following along, because in the event that you may need extra help, we need to be able to jump in right away. So it's not an I gotcha, and it's not like Big Brother watching you or anything. It's here so we can make sure that you're getting the services and the opportunity to build this robot the best you can. Okay, so those are those 5 norms. I'm going to take a look at those and see if everybody is who is following them and respecting them. And then in the event that there's more than one person, again, I think we're going to pull out our digital eye wheel again, and those people that we have determined are eligible for this prize, We'll put their name on the wheel. If you've ever seen Wheel of Fortune, it looks like that. Instead of the dollar signs, we'll have your name on it, and we'll spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on, that will be the winner of a really, really nice prize. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet, but the Amazon man hasn't arrived yet, so we'll see. Okay. So in addition to that, I want to emphasize to you that it's really, really important, because I want to encourage you, every one of you out there, to be present and be engaged and be involved in school. And what does that look like? This is your educational journey that's going to change your life forever. And whether it is going to a community college, whether it's going to a four-year college, whether it's going to a technical trade school, it will change your life forever. And so I want you to first and foremost internalize these 5 norms that we've been talking about day after day after day, because these are just good moral and good values. This will help guide you into a world where there are hidden rules, where they're not taught at school, but will help you professionally, will help you in your relationships, will help you at school, and will help you on your life journey. So just remember those things: starting on time and ending on time, and being respectful, and having grace and dignity, and the other a couple that we talked about as well. So I want you to take school seriously. I didn't take school as seriously as I should have in middle school, especially middle school. You know, everybody wants to be popular, and so I did too. And you know, you goof off. You just goof off to get attention, and that's not a good thing. And I know you're looking at me going, "Yeah, right. He never goofed off." Well, I did, and it cost me. It cost me grades, and it may not seem like it's important at the time, but grades mean everything, guys. When you get to high school, they have GPAs. Your high school participants, your buddies right now online can tell you that. They rank you. They help you get into college. Had I not been serious about school when I got into high school, then I would have never had the opportunity to go to college, because remember what I told you, my parents didn't have a high school degree. They worked hard for their money. And so they couldn't afford to send me to school, so I had to find that money somehow, and that somehow was Pell Grants, and that other somehow was student loans, which cost me a fortune, and it took me years and years and years to pay off. And number 3, I had to take school seriously because I knew there were scholarships out there. And I needed to take advantage of those scholarships. Were the only way that I was ever going to get through school, because I couldn't afford it. My parents couldn't afford it. We were poor. So, and I'm not embarrassed to say that. So take school seriously, and make sure that you are present in the moment, and that you take those courses that are going to get you college ready if you are going to college. Now, do you have to take chemistry, or should you take chemistry or physics or any of these advanced courses if you want to be a mechanic or a hairdresser? Well, that's up to you. I can tell you this: you have to be a lifetime learner. You have to be a learner, and you have to constantly read and keep up with things, or you'll be left behind. And so I can tell you, I have a sibling like that. My sister's like that. She doesn't read. She doesn't keep up with world matters. She doesn't, I don't know. I don't know. I can't say anything about that. But anyway, my point there, I go off on a soapbox every once in a while. My point there is that please take school seriously. That is your gateway to a new life. That's a gateway to improving your life and improving your family's life as well. So go to our website, guys. Go to www.uhd.edu/talent search. There's tabs on there for your parents to look at. There are tabs on there for you to look at. Mr. Gilo has put a ton of scholarships on there for you. You'll see the events that are coming up. Take advantage of every opportunity not only the school gives you, but that we give you. I didn't have those opportunities. We didn't have a talent search or an upward bound in my high school. So I didn't have those opportunities to talk to somebody about what do you do? What's the timeline? When do you apply to college? How do you apply? You know, what? I have to pay $75 for each application? So those are just very basic questions that I didn't even know. So if I can overcome that, I think you can as well. So take advantage of the opportunities the school's giving you. Take advantage of the opportunities we're giving you by providing you high quality tutoring services, by offering you mentors. We have mentors. I have to literally beg people to have these mentors because you don't see the value in having a mentor. Well, you can talk to Mr. Gilo, you can talk to any of the other staff members, and they're going to let you know it's important to have somebody that's got your back, somebody that you can just talk to, somebody that you can release to, somebody that you have questions for. So we pair you up with mentors that are University of Houston downtown students, current students, and some of whom are former talent search students. And it's virtual mentoring. They text you, they get on a Zoom meeting with you, whatever it is for that day or that week, and you can ask them any questions you want regarding school, like, hey, what should I be doing now, or was your first year hard, or what do I need to take to college, how do I set up my dorm room, things of that nature. So take advantage of those guys. Okay, and I think the next thing I was going to talk about was what? I don't want to take too much of your time out. Okay, I think it was just we're going to move right into completing your robot right now. We will continue to have special guests come visit, so please, if you have any questions, and don't be afraid to ask the special guests that we have. What's it like? You just saw a vice president walk in the door. You just saw a dean walk in the door, and special assistant to the president of a university walk through that door. So, if you have questions or you have questions about how to get there, make yourself goals, guys. When I was in high school, I can tell you right now, had I not had specific goals, this year I'm going to accomplish this. This year I'm going to be in this organization. This year I'm going to play sports. This year I'm going to make sure that I'm noticed for grades or whatever. But I don't think I could have ever gotten through high school without having goals. And as a professional, you'll have to set professional goals as well. You have to always constantly be moving forward. And I think Mr. Gila will have some opportunity to probably talk with you a little bit about that later, or maybe some of the others. But I see his blood pressure is rising right now, and I look down at his iPhone. So
I didn't mean
busted.
to have that.
So I don't know if he's nervous or I'm just being silly. But anyway, thank you so much for giving me the time today to chat with you. Guys, please take advantage. Email us. We're in the office. We're here to support you. We're here to help you. We're not here to recruit you here to this school. We're here to help you get through middle school so you can get to high school, so you can graduate with college-ready classes. This year, guys, as a caveat, I want to let you know that our services are changing, and I need your help, and I need your help badly. How can you help us? You can help us by, we noticed that pre-COVID, we were having a difficult time pulling kids out of class. Now, we're not going to pull you out of math. We're not going to pull you out of English. We're not going to pull you out of science or history or government. Darn it, right? We're only going to pull you out of those classes that are considered non-essential. And I hate that word. I don't know why I just used it. But classes like maybe PE or your elective or maybe your tutor time or your tutorial time. I'm not sure what they call it, but study hall time. To talk with you. We don't talk with you more than 15 or 20 minutes usually. But please, I need your help because we're trying to, not all of you can leave your classes when you're called out, and we get that and we understand that. But some of you just don't come to the meetings, and you are in class and you are able to come. Those are the cases that I see case by case, and those are the cases that the program coordinators and the advisors come to me and say, what should I do? That's when you'll get a phone call from me, and just to see if you really still want to be in the program or not. Take advantage of these wonderful opportunities, because if you don't want to be in the program, there are about 100 other kids that are waiting in line to be in the program. I don't know many that give you $300 plus bags of robots and teach you life skills and school skills. So note that. However, my point is this. We're going to have a hybrid type of advising service this year. And so I need your advice. I need your comments. Please post them in the chat box if you can. My strategy is that we not only go to school and pull you out of class when we can and when you can, but we offer you some evening time when you can log on to some type of platform, whether it's the Discord we used before, or whether it's a Zoom meeting, or whatever it might be. During the evening time after school, we know that many of you have sports or band or drama or choir or whatever the case may be, drill team. So we know that you want the services we have to offer, but it's just not clicking with you into your time schedule. So we're thinking about having some classes online where you can actually meet with Mr. Gilo and Ms. Carmona and Ms. McGoey, maybe from 6 to 8 one night a week or 2 nights a week. If that sounds like something that you would participate in and that you would find valuable, then let me know. I'll be happy to talk to the staff and rearrange schedules to meet your needs, because we're here to help you and support you. But I don't want to make those decisions on my own, because I don't know what's best for you. You know what's best for you. You know what your schedule looks like. I kind of know what your schedule looks like because I have the paper copy, but I don't know what happens after school. I don't know your personal situation at home. I don't know if you have the capability at home to do this. So just be transparent with me, please, is all I'm asking, so that I can help this program be the best it can be for you. And that's all I'm going to say right now. My mouth is dry. I need something to eat. And we'll chat with you later.
All
I'll
right.
come back later. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Switch spots.
Am I frozen?
No, you're not frozen. Let me get back to.
I'm going to try to look like I'm on Ripley's Blue Moon. What's it called? The little,
Yeah.
what's it called? Wax Museum.
Okay. Turn this around.
That was wonderful. They needed to see themselves too.
Yeah.
So that's, just was trying to.
And that's like,
All right, so what we're gonna do now is let's take a quick break, and I'm gonna get everything out. Let's go ahead and gather all our materials together, and let's go ahead and get the controller out of the box. I will show you how to code the controller and how to control the robot with the controller, and then we're actually gonna be getting into some block coding with the controller as well. So let's take a. You want to take?
Can you just give the announcement for the winner for?
Yeah, actually, before we take a break, we're going to actually give the announcement for those that participated in the Instagram challenge right before the end of the broadcast yesterday. You want to come over here?
Yeah. She may not be coming back, so
Yeah.
you never know. Sticking the needle in your ear.
hi guys. Okay. So the winner is for the challenge, the question that we asked yesterday.
Can you recap what the challenge was? 'Cause
I don't have my iPad.
you don't remember what?
It was a question from a PowerPoint presentation that Ms. Carmona was.
Yes, the
Present.
question was what was block-based coding. So we wanted to see if who was paying attention to the presentation, and we had a couple kids answer, but we had one that was the first one and on the what we were looking for.
Oh, so do you remember the question? Sorry.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, yes. So, Anthony, I noticed that you just logged back on. You are the winner for yesterday's challenge. I don't know if you want to tell everybody your answer, if you would like to unmute yourself and share the answer for what coding means, block coding. Anthony, yes, you're the winner. Okay. He's showing his.
Is he showing? Let me see.
I can't believe I got the next one. Lynette Cook Francis is what you call it. That's it.
Yes, you make actions, you make it do some sounds, anything you want it to do. Yes, that's block coding. So,
Can you say that again?
congratulations.
I didn't get to
Oh, here, I'm gonna pass the headphones.
Hey, Anthony, I just want to hear. Can you tell me what your response was to the challenge? Thank you. You were listening, and I love your natural surroundings back there. Sounds cool. Looks cool. So Anthony, you just won the skull candy.
candies, Bluetooth, Army.
Yeah, Army Green, I think. Can you see them? Do you like them? Cool, great. Okay, guys, I'm gonna give these back to Miss McGoey so I can do what I need to do, and y'all can take a break. I like those.
All right, guys. So after we catch up, we're gonna start talking about coding and how we can code the remote controls to control the MBot. Okay. All right. So we're gonna take a break right now, and we'll see you back in 15 minutes. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Take a 15-minute break.
Wait.
All right. So, if everyone is ready to get back, I have taken some notes with Miss McGoey, and we can get started on actually coding the robot. Someone did ask for our website, by the way, in the chat earlier. I did type that in. It is just uhd.edu/talent search. And actually, let me pull that up for you just to show you what that looks like. So if you just go to uhd.edu/talent search, this is our home page. If you have any friends that are at your school that want to join, this is where the application is at. Okay. Just in case, you have your parents' friends, or your friends' parents, let me reverse that, want to know more about our program, this tells you everything you need to know about the program, and it also gives you a refresher on what we do as well. But use this as your guide to finding the resources that Dr. Flores mentioned earlier. These are numerous resources that we put on here: tutoring resources, testing information, scholarships. College Greenlight is an awesome website to do some research on colleges. Here are some forms. So we have some different success plans that we're going to have you fill out at the beginning of your school year. We've got college planning checklists for each grade level. Okay? So there are plenty and plenty and plenty of resources here for you. We've got some events coming up. Of course, everybody signed up and used the RSVP on our events page for this. We do have a UT trip coming up. Submissions have been closed. That was for our rising juniors and seniors in the top 10%. So please keep your grades up, because you'll be eligible to go on this field trip once you become a eligible rising junior or senior in the top 10% of your class.
Would you mention one thing for me, please?
Sure.
Would you let them know that in the coming days, I have found some workshops for their parents who only speak Spanish
Okay.
that they can come to, or come on, and I'm going to post that in the parent section.
Sure. So in the parental resources, Dr. Flores just informed me that there are going to be some parent workshops. See this parent guardian information panel? If you click on that, we're going to have some more information coming down the pipeline for your parents who may only speak Spanish or would like to attend a Spanish-speaking presentation or webinar that is on our website.
Free taxes, they'll do your taxes free, things like that.
Yeah, so there's going to be information on taxes, doing their taxes for free. So be looking on our website, and always be checking, because we update and change our website quite frequently to reflect new events coming up for not just you, but your parents as well.
And transitioning this to bilingual.
Yeah, and we're also going to have a transition period where everything you see on our website is going to be both in English and in Spanish. So it will be bilingual. And same thing with our application. Actually, we are working on that actively to get that also put in Spanish. Okay? You can also find our Discord here. When you do click on this and you want to request access to our Discord, please do that, because we will be using our Discord in the upcoming school year. This just lets us know that you would like access to the Talent Search Discord platform, where we'll be posting many things like our upcoming trips, but also what we're doing during advising, and if you just want to chat with us or speak with us or connect with other Talent Search participants that are in the program. So with that being said, there's the website just showed you, and now I'm going to go back in here and let's get started on the actual coding of your MBOT 2 Neo. Now, I had a lot of questions yesterday. How do I code the controller to work with the MBOT Neo? Now, we spent this morning, Miss Carmona, Miss McGoey, and myself, we spent this morning actually looking at the coding for it. So get out all of your materials here, if you haven't already, with your MBOT 2. And let's walk you through some steps. See if I have any chats. No? Okay. So everybody should have their controller out and their MBOT 2. And then also have your USB-C cable. Now that was in... Do you have the toolbox by chance?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So your USB-C cable, if you didn't get it out, that was in slot number 15. Okay, that was in this slot right here. So 15, kind of in that corner there. So get that out. Make sure you have that. If you don't have your MBOT Neo charged, go ahead and plug it in. We walked you through updating the firmware yesterday. That firmware was important to update because I told you that we had some extra things that were going on that we didn't anticipate. So you want to make sure the firmware is updated on your robot because it wasn't acting correctly unless we updated it. All right. So the next thing that I'm going to do is plug in my my robot here. You should already still have the firmware on your computer. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. So it's plugged in. I don't know if you can see that, but I went ahead and plugged it in, and I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to turn the MBOT on so that when I start to actually get into the coding, then it will work. Alright, so the next step is to get on the website. Hopefully everybody created an account yesterday with MakeBlock. Let's see. Give us just 1 second here. just wanted to let y'all know that also Dr. Flores is private messaging each one of you, so make sure that you are paying attention on the chat. It may be coming from my name, but it is Dr. Flores messaging you, okay? All right, so we're going to go to the website here. Yesterday, I told you what the name of the website was. And so that's the MakeBlock website. When you downloaded the firmware yesterday, this is what it would have come up as. So I'm going to X out of this just so that you know what it looks like. When I double click on MLink 2 here, and I click on Create Now, it's going to open up that IDE.makeblock.cc. That is where we're going to code the robot. So I went ahead, I already connected via USB-C to the robot, and now I'm connected into the computer. I'm going to go ahead and hit connect. It's going to recognize it here. You'll see COM8. It should automatically recognize it. I'll go ahead and hit connect here. Hold on, let me see. Are people in the waiting room? By chance, do you see?
Can't see.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I got him. Okay.
Is that the one?
No. I can keep an eye on it.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're back on this website. We've updated the firmware. I showed you that yesterday. We've created an account as well. So now I've connected the robot. I'm grabbing the controller. Okay, on the bottom of the controller, there is a switch, on or off. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Okay, and then you may have heard that beep. That was the controller connecting to the robot. But in order for it to connect to the robot while it's connected to the computer, you have to turn it on. So make sure the robot is also switched to the on position. So you want to turn that on. And then on the controller, you see a little Bluetooth symbol. That's the middle button. Okay, it's in the very middle. It's the Bluetooth emblem. And I held that down until the blue light on the controller started flashing rapidly. And when it flashes rapidly, that means it's in pair mode. And then what it does is the robot picks up the controller and it connects. And you'll hear the robot go beep. That is letting you know, an audio indicator, that it is now connected. But that doesn't mean that the controller is now going to inherently work, because if you think about with your PlayStations or your Xboxes, somebody coded those controllers. You don't have to code them, so they automatically just work whenever you turn them on. With these controllers, we have to do very much the same thing they do at those factories right beforehand, or you may have to update your controller now. Very much the same thing we have to do that they have to do that you never get the chance to see or understand. So that's what we're going to do with this MakeBlock controller right now. The very first thing in order to get the controller to work is, remember yesterday, I clicked on extensions, okay? And the extensions are where you're going to add everything that's a part of the robot, okay? So the first thing that we have is the shield. That is the top piece with the battery in it. So I'm going to, if I click on extensions and I go over here to add the MBot 2 shield, okay, now we have that added. It takes you back to this screen. You're going to click extension again. Well, what else does the robot have? It has an ultrasonic sensor 2 on it. Okay, it's not the sensor 1 because that was the very beginning robot they came out with. Now we're on sensor 2. So you want to add sensor 2. Then you're going to click extension again. What else does it have? It's got a quad RGB sensor. That's what makes it light up on the bottom. So it's got that quad RGB sensor. You want to make sure that you click add on that one.
How do they know that's what you call it?
It has it
It's
on
just, yeah, right here. So, yeah. On your toolbox checklist, that will be the name of it. But you'll also have that in the box as well. But you have these components. Well, then what else do we have? We obviously have the Bluetooth controller. That's what we are going to use to control the robot. So you need to add the Bluetooth controller as an extension as well. And when you scroll down, you see audio, you see LED, you see display, motion sensing, LAN, AI, IoT, events control. That's really where we're going to be. That's going to be our home right here, as well as the actual chassis of the MBOT 2, and then the quad RGB sensor and the Bluetooth controller. See, we added those in here because they were not in here before, so we needed to add those extensions. So another thing I will tell you is that in order for you to code the controller, it doesn't work in the live mode. Remember how yesterday we talked about the upload mode is so that it will save it into the robot once you disconnect it from the computer. The live mode is if you want to control it while it's connected to the computer. So we want to switch to upload mode because we want the robot to remember we're using the controller. Okay, and actually if you have it on live mode, it won't even let you drag any kind of code from the controller because it wants you to upload and have it saved to the robot. Okay? So make sure you have that Bluetooth controller added as an extension and then click the upload button right here. You don't click upload just yet to upload to the robot, but it's your mode switch. And if you hover over it, you say, okay, you see that it says, okay, yeah. Should let you in, right? Let's see. 1 second, y'all. There we go. Okay. So, the next thing we're going to do is there's a certain way we have to code the controller and the robot to work together. So, you can't just start out with going to the controller part of the code. See, this is where we're at with block coding. So if you want an action to be saved to the robot, you take one of these blocks and you drag it over to the right. Now, if you don't want that block anymore, this is how you trash it. You can either drag it back over here and you see the little trash can emblem, or you can click delete on your keyboard. Okay? So, if I go into the very first thing I want to do is go on events. So you see events over here. It's like a yellow, lighter yellow color. And we want to make sure that we drag in when MBOT starts up, or you can do when joystick is pulled. So one thing that I did earlier is I saved a project. So if I go ahead and click open, let's see, if I click on this one, what comes up? Okay. So this is an example of what a code looks like, and I'll show you exactly where those blocks are at here. But what I did was I wanted to control the robot with the Bluetooth controller, but I wanted to use the, I guess the proper term would be D-pad on the controller. That's your little directional arrows on the left, right, on the left of the controller. So you have up, down, left, right. But then I noticed that you could also control it with the joysticks that are on here. But let's just start out with the D-pad on the left side of the controller on how to control it, okay?
Virginia said it's blurry.
It's blurry? Okay, we'll give it a second here. Is it blurry on your end?
This is how it looks like from
Okay, we'll give it a second, Virginia.
Miss Tawana is online. Oh. She's on iPhone.
Hey, all right. Let's I'm letting in Upward Bound. They're our sister program right now. I'm gonna let them maybe speak a few words real quick. They want to say hi. They're on a trip right now to Corpus Christi. They're taking a lot of the Upward Bound students to Corpus Christi, and so hi, Miss Lewis. Hi, we're doing well. We're doing well. Okay. All right.
Looking good over there, Lewis. Looking good, Booker.
All right. So you're at the front of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. All right.
Vicky.
We're doing well. Okay, so what we're going to do is the next thing is, let's see. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. Okay. All right. So, next thing is, I'm glad we got to speak with Upward Bound here. So we want to tell the controller and the robot when CyberPi starts up what it's going to do with the controller. Okay? So we're going to take this. So you see this block right here? This is going to control what's the D-pad, and that is the left side of the controller here. And so let's go to the block under Events. And then under Events, I clicked on when CyberPi starts up. So this is going to be right whenever the robot starts up. It's going to recognize this code. So when CyberPi starts up, and let me go ahead and duplicate this so I can do this with you. So we're telling the brain of the robot, when it starts up, what do we want it to do? Well, we have to control it, so we have to go to Control. And then there was a block that's called If This Then Else. Now, the else portion I had not gotten to yet. You don't have to have that, I do not believe, for this, for controlling just the D-pad on the controller. So I'm going to try it without, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this block. I'm going to go ahead and go into... And it connects. It connects to the bottom of it here, okay? So this is why they call it block coding, because it's sort of like you're just stacking blocks, almost like Tetris. They have to connect and fit with each other, okay? So when I go in and I say if a button is pressed, if a button is pressed, and this is, we want the button on the controller, the up button, okay? So that's your on your D-pad, that's the up button. Then I want it to move forward. So we're gonna go ahead and duplicate this block, or I'll go ahead and delete it, but we can go to the MBOT chassis, okay?
Mr. Gigo, may I make a
Yep.
suggestion?
Okay, well, thank you so much, Dr. Flores. I completely agree. You want to know what you want to do with your robot before you actually start to get into it. And my goal when I first started with using the controller and the robot was, how do I just get it to move? I just want to get the controller to move, or the robot to move, while using the controller. Okay? And so this is where we sort of came up with this sort of code. There are tutorial videos. Can you share? Do you still have those videos up?
Yeah, I do.
Can we share some of those videos on the Zoom chat? This really helped us. It was almost like YouTube University for helping us and assisting us and finding out how to get this controller to work with the robot. And so the very first goal was, how do I get this to move? And so I put in the arrow, so you have 4 directional buttons on the left side of the controller. That's your D-pad. And so when the CyberPi starts up, then you have to have an if button, okay? And if something is pressed, then it will do this, okay? So if the up arrow is pressed on the controller, then what do we want it to do? Well, we want it to move forward, right? So we have to go into the MBOT chassis, okay? And then you can choose any of these codes that you would like. I have not experimented with all of them yet, but I just wanted it to move forward at so many rotations per minute. And that's what RPM stands for. And you know what? 50 was too slow, so I'm just going to type in 200 and see what happens. And so if the up button is pressed, then it will move forward at 200 rotations per minute, okay? That's just one code you're putting in, one action that you're giving the controller so that when it's communicating to the robot, it knows exactly what to do, okay? The next thing that you want to do is you can add multiple codes to this. So like if you want this to happen forever, there's a forever button, and this just means like whenever you press those buttons, that'll work. So my suggestion is when CyberPi starts up, you want it to forever do what you're telling it to do here. So then you just click this, like a Tetris game, and I'm going to drag the if, all the codes right here that I had, right into the forever button. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this based on the left code that I made earlier right before the broadcast. So I do not have the else button because I didn't see a need for that for this. So I'm going to see if this works with just the if then command on the control. Now, you have the option where you can duplicate things. So my recommendation is you right click into what you just made and you can duplicate it. So you see that? Let me do it again. I'm going to right click in the if block and I'm going to say I want to duplicate that. And I'm going to put it right underneath because we're giving it another action. But this time, I want to say I want to make the arrow to the left, okay? Let's do the arrow to the left. And let's say it's going to turn left whenever I do the arrow left, okay? But I'm going to leave it at 200 rotations per minute. I want it to be fast. Okay? And then, I'm going to duplicate that again. And then this time I want it to turn to the right if I click the right button on the D-pad. So you have to do the arrow. If I press the right arrow, then it will turn right at 200 rotations per minute.
She's looking at it on her iPhone, so she can't see. It's too small.
Does she have an iPhone? She just needs to.
And now I'm going to duplicate this. Okay? And I want, whenever I press the down arrow, I want it to go backward. I want it to move backward. All right? So there you have 4 actions. I just wrote one block of code, basically, that should work. We'll see if it does here in just a second. And in fact, I'm going to take this entire portion of code I wrote earlier and just trash it. And we're going to see if the code we just wrote works with the robot. Now, the way you upload this so that the robot knows what to do with the controller is, first of all, I should have made sure it was connected beforehand. So I've got it connected. And then you want to upload this code to the robot. Now, you cannot, with the controller, have it work live with the robot. So you need to upload this code with the robot so that when you disconnect it from the computer, it's going to remember the program that you wrote. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and before I upload it, I'm going to hit save over here. And I have a name. It's just named it test. And I'll go ahead and save it under my profile. Remember, we made a profile yesterday. And I want to upload this code now into my robot. So you click on upload, but you want to make sure the robot is on whenever you click upload. Otherwise it will sit forever and it won't upload it. So make sure that the robot is on before you hit upload. And right now I'm going to take a minute to check and see if everybody is at the same step as me, if anyone has any questions. Let's see. You need a screenshot. You can't see the word. Okay.
I messaged her.
You got it?
Private.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just want to make sure everybody understands what you said.
Are you sharing the screen? You are?
No.
No?
I
Is
think
somebody
one of them
sharing
is.
the screen?
Am I sharing?
Virginia's sharing her screen.
Oh, Virginia, you're sharing your screen. Okay.
A lot of people. Gotcha. Is that right? So strips of brightness. Pen on high level.
So, what you want to do, I see your screen right now. So, did you add in the controller and all of the components to begin with? The controller, the ultrasonic sensor, the chassis. Have you already done that? Okay. So, the next step you want to do is you want to go to events. Okay. You see events? Okay. So then when the MBot starts up, do you see that? It should be up at the top. Let's see. When CyberPi starts up. That's what you want. Okay? So when CyberPi starts up, then you want it to forever, meaning you want it whenever you click that button, you want it to do something, right? So the next step is you have the forever block underneath. And then what I did was earlier I had the if and then else like you do right there, but I went ahead and took out the block that said if else, and I just did the if then scenario. So I went back to control. And do you see the if then? It's right above. Yeah, there you go. You got it. And then yes, perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So now, if the button that is pressed, and I'm sorry, I can't see which button you have. It's blurry for me too. It's the arrow. Is it the arrow up? Okay, so the arrow up, if that button is pressed, then you want it to do what? You want it to move forward, right? So the next step is you want to go into, let's see, there you go. So yeah, up arrow, and then go down to the MBot 2 chassis, CHA, yeah, there you go.
May I make a suggestion?
Sure, 1 second, Virginia. Okay, so something that Dr. Flores just pointed out, I want everybody to follow along with me while we're doing this, while I'm doing this with Virginia, okay? I want everybody to be on the same page so that you know exactly how this can be done. And so follow along, and I also want to point out that we are live on YouTube, and once we are done with the broadcast, it is published. It's going to be on our YouTube forever for your reference. It will be published there. So go back. You don't have to screen record if you don't want to. You don't have to do any of that. It's going to be on our channel for reference for you to go back and listen and watch this. Yeah. Okay, so Virginia, you're still there? Okay, good. All right, so you have it right. So the arrow button pointed upward. Okay, so now let me move this out of my way so I can see. So now what I did was I wanted it to move forward. So if you're in the MBOT 2 chassis, can you scroll up just a little bit till you see? There you go. You got it. So what I did was I did a very simple code. And the simple one here was that second blue one that you see. It says move forward at 50 RPM. I took that and I dragged it right below so that I could tell it when the button that I pressed forward, that it would move forward at this speed. And that the RPM is just rotations per minute. Now, it will go fairly slow if you leave it at 50, but it will go fast if you type in a different number. So the higher the number, the faster it's going to go. Okay?
Sarah, come in.
So, perfect. So then what I did was I duplicated. So if you actually hit right click on the if portion there, I duplicated, there you go. And I put that right underneath, there you go. You want it to be still inside that forever spot. There you go. And then I said when I press the button, maybe let's do left or right, whichever one you want. And then I said when I press that button, I want it to move. And what did you select there, Virginia? Was it right? Okay. I want it to turn right. And then I duplicated that piece of code right there. So I right-clicked on the if portion. And then now you have a third option. And now what are you going to do? Backwards? Okay. So Virginia put in when I press the backwards button, I'm going to have it move backwards. And then you have one more arrow. So duplicate that. There you go. Left, and then actually no, we have one more after that. So we need up, down, left, and right. So we're right clicking, making sure it's still in that forever area. There you go. Okay, so you have it up, down, left, and right, and you want to make sure that they're all giving it the correct direction to turn with the blue. There, it looks like next step then is you have it connected to the computer, right, Virginia? Do you have your do you have it connected to the computer, Virginia? Okay. Okay, perfect. So it says connected. So the next thing we're going to do is I like to save it. So what I do is I go into I go up to the top where it says untitled. See the up at the top left there? And are you logged in? Looks like you are. Okay. So in untitled, you may just want to put something like test, or you could put in D-pad, or whatever you think would be the best. Default movement. There you go. And then I click save. Is save, yeah. Oh yeah, let's hit save as. There you go. Then you hit OK. All right. So the next thing that you're actually going to want to do is you need to upload this to the robot for it to work, okay? So you want the robot to remember what you're doing here. All right, and I see, Anthony, you are downloading Emblink. Good job. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, we'll walk you through it as well. Just take your time. I mean, it takes as long as it takes, right, for it to download. So we'll give it just a second here and let that download while I'm working with Virginia. And everybody just follow along if you can. If you can't, this will be a video on demand as well, okay? Yeah, so what I would do now, Virginia, is click the upload button. Now, your robot is on, right? And it is connected? Okay, so you're going to get this box that pops up, start processing code, start uploading, and there it goes. That means it now has been uploaded to your robot. So now to see if it works, what you do is you want to unplug your robot, okay? Unplug your robot. Now turn it off. Turn it off, yep. I know it sounds weird, right? But you want to turn it off. This is the way it worked for me. And then I turn it back on. Okay. I'm gonna let it boot up. And did you already connect your controller to the robot? It did it automatically, so you heard the beep and it's solid blue on the controller. Okay. Let me see where you at. Oh, yes, you click install, Anthony. Sorry, I couldn't see your screen for a second. Yes, click install, and it should do that. Okay, so, Virginia. So, when you turned on the robot, there's a button on the side of the CyberPi unit next to where you plug it in that says home. It's a little circle button. Let's see if I don't want to... Okay, hold on. Well, we didn't code it to stop. Yeah, so you have to turn it off for it to do that, okay? But I wanted to get you... Let's see. I'm going to go back into here so I can show you what I'm talking about with the... What does it say, Anthony? Okay, but do you have something that says on your desktop when you minimize everything? Does it say, do you have something that looks like, let me show you. Do you have... Let me go back to Zoom here so I can see what you're telling me popped up. Okay, So you want to do the top left one that says block-based editor. Yes, create now. Who's speaking? Virginia, yeah, okay. Virginia, yes? Okay, so you already connected it and you ran the program that you put in on the robot, so I don't need to. Okay, but before I do that, I do want to go through and make sure that everyone else. Give me 1 second with that, Virginia. Okay.
He says, how do you connect a controller to code it? You need to just tell him to add it as an extension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what I want to do now is run that program that we just uploaded to the robot. We told the robot that we had an extension. It was a controller, right? So now we have to run the program that Virginia just saved. And so you have to hit switch program. And I do see mine that says test down here. It's the first one that pops up. So when I hit test, now it's running that program that I told it to run. So whenever I hit the left button, see what happens? Whenever I hit the right button, okay? I'm not going to hit forward or backward because it will probably just spin forever, but I am hitting it now without it moving. But you get the gist of what it does. I did not put in a code for it to stop. See, you have to tell the robot everything. And so you have to tell it when to stop as well. Okay? So we did get a question on how do you connect the controller to code it. Solomon, Miss Carmona wrote in that you need to add it as an extension. So let me show you again what that looks like of adding it as an extension. All right? Okay, so once again, I'm going to take my robot and I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to plug it in to my computer. Okay, plug it back in. Just wait a second and I'm going to hit connect.
It's not showing.
It's not showing?
No.
Okay, let me get back over here so that maybe it can... Here we go. Okay. All right. So, COM8 is how it's recognizing my robot. If I hit connect here, now it's connected to my robot. Okay. Now, answering Solomon's question, I added the extension, so I have to go back in here, hit extensions, and make sure I add everything that I need to. So the very first step then, Solomon, is making sure that the Bluetooth controller is added as an extension. Okay, I'm going to click that. And then whenever you scroll through, you see events, control, all these things here. When you scroll down, you'll see Bluetooth controller has now been added. I've got the MBOT 2 shield as well, so you want to make sure you add that. That makes sure that it controls the chassis. I've also got an ultrasonic sensor number 2 that's on the robot. And I've got the RGB sensor that's on the robot. So all of these things are added to the coding interface on MBlock. Okay? So this is what I have. The MBOT 2 chassis, the extension port, the ultrasonic sensor 2, and the RGB sensor. Now the extension port, that shows up whenever you add in the MBOT 2 chassis. Okay? I won't show y'all anything about the extension port because that is for, if you look at your robot, you'll see something called S1, S2 on the robot, S3, S4. These are if you have extra accessories to plug into the robot, so you won't have to worry about this portion of it. But what I wanted to do was just show you the very basics of how to get the controller to work with the robot. So you have to be able to tell the robot that first there's a controller there, and then now you have to tell the robot what you want it to do when you press a button on that controller. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense for everybody. I have to tell it what I want it to do when I press a button on there. So, like I had that code earlier, I'm going to go ahead and open up what I did earlier here. So this is what I wrote. Okay, but if you want it to stop, this is where I really started to experiment with the joysticks. Okay, so we just did something with the D-pad, right? But then I thought, well, what if I want it to work like an RC car or something, and I don't want to use the D-pad or anything like that? Well, let me just take this entire thing and throw that away, okay? I'm sorry? Yeah, I deleted it. You don't have to. You don't have to, but I want to show you what it's like whenever you use the joysticks. Okay? The joysticks, once you press it up, what I noticed is when you press the joystick up and then you let go, the robot stopped for me. Okay? So, there's a joystick option right here, right? So, when joystick is pushed forward, right, what do you want it to do? Do you want it to forever do what? Do you want it to move forward, right? So there is an option in here. Let's see. Let me show you what that looks like with the joystick. Because to me, it makes more sense with the joysticks to move it than it does the D-pad, but I wanted to show you what it looked like with the D-pad on the left side of the controller. Okay? So, there is an option in here, and we should probably say when it starts up again, right? Because we want it to be instantaneous. Yeah, did you connect your robot there, Anthony? So did you plug it into the computer? Yeah. Okay. Let me actually just show. I'm going to bring this in and then minimize it so that you guys can see. So I have my robot plugged in, Anthony. Let me know whenever you get to that step. Virginia, are you still there? Are you showing your screen real quick? Yeah, okay. So you have it plugged in. Let me see. spotlight so I can see what you're doing here. Okay. So you have it plugged in. Did you hit connect now on the bottom left? You see where it says live and upload? Right underneath you see a connect portion. Did I lose him?
Yeah, he froze.
Anthony, are you still there? I think I lost him. Okay, Anthony, I think I have you back. Did you hit connect? I think you're muted. Okay, you got it? Okay, so yeah, there you go. So you want to hit connect now with your robot there. There you go. That's interesting. Do you have multiple things plugged into your computer right now?
It's because he also has the old one.
Okay. Let's try the COM5 and hit connect and see if that works. Did you already hit connect, Anthony? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, we want to try and hit connect and let's try a different. Okay, there you go. Yeah, because mine only shows up with just one of them there. If you hit connect. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, try 4. Did that one work? Does it say connected down there? Number 3. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Okay. So, the next step, Anthony, is... Oh, did I lose you? I think I lost you. You still there? I think I lost him. Okay. Well... Okay. So, Daniel, I went ahead and muted you. I'm not sure if you had a question. You can unmute yourself if you have one.
Ryan, did you want to do breakout rooms?
Hmm?
Did you want to do breakout rooms?
We can do breakout rooms if you want to, where we can talk to you all about coding and getting into more of the coding if you want, or if you want to, I can continue on showing you different ways to code this. But what I wanted to also show you is the joystick option, and that is where the CyberPi starting up. Then you have forever, and then if something happens. If you press the left thumbstick, and that would be on your Mbot chassis, okay? And on here, like, you just have tons of different code that you can experiment with, okay? So, if on the controller you press the left thumbstick, okay? Then what will happen? Then what do you want it to do? You want it to move forward, okay? So what I did was I went ahead and I wanted it to move forward. So I took the second block in here. I want it to move forward. And then for the RPM portion, I went ahead and I went to the Bluetooth controller and I said, I want to drag the joystick in here. Now RX is like your forward and RY is your backward. So what I did, yeah, so this would be just like your forward portion of, okay, let me admit him. And then, so that would be like your forward motion of the controller if you press the joystick up. Okay. Okay, Anthony. Well, I mean, no worries, guys. I know that it may seem like, you know, it is a foreign language, but you know, coding is not the most easy thing in the world. But like I said, this is going to be available on demand for you to reference and find not only on our YouTube channel, but there are many YouTube tutorials that I used and that Miss Carmona used this morning and throughout the week to learn this. Okay, so you'll have an opportunity, and we did post those tutorial links into the chat for your reference. Okay.
There was another one that I'm replying on here that you sent me a little while back.
I'm sorry, Anthony. Let me spotlight your video real quick so I can see. Okay, so you added the controller, you added the quad RGB, you added the ultrasonic sensor 2, and the shield. That's all you need. That's all you need. There, on the top left, there's a back option. There you go. There you go. That's where you want to be. Yes, so that now you're ready to actually start coding. Okay? And you've got your robot plugged in, right? Okay. Okay. Well, there is also an option in here too, and what I would recommend is once you've created a code and you just want a different part or a different movement, my recommendation is that you right-click and you duplicate. And then you go ahead and pop that underneath so that you can, all you have to do is go ahead and say on the left thumbstick, I want to change the movement, okay? So, you know what, maybe I'll just change that to right thumbstick right now and see what that looks like. Maybe I'll say I want it to be, it'll move backward when I press the right thumbstick and RX. Now the RX and RY, RX was forward and I had RY as backward, okay? And I can save that as a test as well. And what I'll do is I can actually upload this into my robot and see if it works. So what I'll do is I'll hit upload. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect mine. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, then we'll have to go back to the drawing board. See, coding is very trial and error, especially when you're creating your own code and you're writing your own blocks. I did follow tutorials earlier on YouTube, and they're pretty straightforward on how you can create code that has already been, that's already out there with the controller. If you don't want to use the controller, then you simply don't add that as an extension, but you can use the little CyberPi controller. You just have to have it connected like we did yesterday. You know how like the underneath, we took the longer wire and we connected it and just used the controller. If you don't want to use the Bluetooth controller, you can do that too.
Brian, do you think
Yeah.
that you're able to zoom in a little bit so Tyrese can see
Zoom
the
in?
codes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Let's zoom in. There we go. Let me
Maximize the
see.
screen. Oh, Anthony also has it on his right
Yeah,
there.
Anthony has it on his. Yeah, okay, yeah, so you have that right there, Anthony. Yes. Now you have yours down though as the buttons down here. If that's how you want it, then you got it. There's no right or wrong way to code it here. You can code it however you want with the controller. You can have multiple buttons do different things. But I wanted the arrows for it to make it move. Anthony decided I want the 1, 2, 3, and 4 buttons for it to move. Okay? Yeah, so what you want to do now is, are you logged into an account there, Anthony? If you want to save this into like a cloud account, it's free to have an account. I would recommend saving it, because if you ever need to go back to this code, then you have it. So, did you sign up yesterday? Did you sign up, or have you not done that yet? Okay. So you want to make sure to type in and get yourself a username there and password. Don't share that with us. Okay. All right. All right, Tyrese, I'm not sure if you can see. Let's see if I can zoom in even more. And then maybe I can pull that up just a little bit more there.
That looks good.
That looks better. Okay.
You can read it on CyberPi. Okay.
I do appreciate the questions that everyone has. I don't want anybody to be confused or give up on this. I hear you. I understand that it may be a little bit frustrating to get this, but once you get yourself familiar with the user interface or the UI on the website, the coding is something that you learn at your own pace and that you can play with, and that's why I wanted to give you the opportunity to share it as well tomorrow if you weren't going to be ready today. But we had nobody that said they wanted to share theirs or do a showcase today, so of course we're going to do that tomorrow. But I wanted to show you the building blocks on how to get started here. Now you can make your robot do a bunch of different things, and you do not have to use the controller if you do not want to. Tomorrow you can have it connected to the computer and just use the live function if that's what you want to do for your showcase. It's up to you. I'll leave the coding up to you on how you want to do that, but I wanted to give you multiple scenarios on how you can code it and what that looks like. You did, okay. So next step for you, Anthony, is you see the upload button down there? So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna click upload. Is your robot on, by the way? Okay. So it should start to upload the code into your robot. We'll give it a second here. Has it started to upload it yet? Okay, we may need, so you do have it on, like the eyes are on and everything on it? Okay. Shouldn't take that long. You may want to turn it off and then turn it back on again and hit connect. It shouldn't take that long to upload the code in there. So turn it back on, and then let's X out of that box there that says upload in progress. Okay, then let's connect your robot again down there on that bottom left. Wait, did you hit connect before you hit upload? It did. Okay. Okay, let's hit disconnect there, Anthony. Let's see if it takes the code. Now let's hit connect again, and let's I think it was COM3 for you. Okay, so now let's hit upload. Okay, so we're doing some troubleshooting here. Let's see, parse code upload by driver. Hit X on there, Anthony. You see up at the top left where you can name this code? Let's hit file there for me. Hit file, save as. Now let's just name this anything you want to name it. Could be just basic movement or whatever you want to name it. Okay. Then so you hit save up there. Did it save? Okay. Okay. Alright. Now let's try going into the upload portion and hit upload for me. Who is speaking? Virginia, okay. So I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah, you can screen share. I just want to see, if Anthony is going to upload the code. It should have already uploaded it. Okay. Do me a favor, Anthony. let's reload the web page here and see what's going on. Let's reload the, you know what I mean? If you go up and you remember what you clicked on for the M-block based editor when you hit create now? You remember whenever you downloaded the M link and you click the create now on the M-block based editor? Do that again for me. Yeah, and click the top left link that says create now. Okay, so now let's connect again. You may have to disconnect your robot from the computer and connect it back in again. Okay. So now we want to connect everything back. So it should be COM3, I think. Okay. Okay, you're that's correct, yes. Anthony, we probably will have to put you into we'll do a breakout room, and that way we can troubleshoot what's going on, okay? But we're probably going to have to do that tomorrow. Like, can you do at noon tomorrow? Okay, because I'm not sure why it's not uploading the code. I don't know if it has some... At 12 p.m. That's midday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we start at 1 p.m., but we can start with you at 12 p.m. in a breakout room. Okay. In the meantime, Virginia, I see you're sharing something here. What is your question on it?
Okay, go, share screen.
You're,
This is Virginia's.
mm-hmm.
Virginia's trying to share.
She already shared it. This is
And who's trying to share? Anthony?
He did.
Okay, let me see if I can see what you're doing here.
Okay, did he give him permission to share?
So you've changed, okay, so you've got your buttons there on controlling it. So you just want a command for the robot to stop, basically, right? Okay. So let's make like, I'm not sure what button you want that to be. You want it to be number 4? Okay, so so you see stop. When that button is pressed, number 4, then stop all motor. And that one didn't work for you? You uploaded it? Okay. So you turned it on, or you turned it off, then you turned it back on again after you uploaded the code, and the button 4 just did not work at all, right? What's that, Virginia? I couldn't hear you with it. Yeah, Anthony, I think I mean, what you may have to do,
Delete it and re-download.
Is it not
delete
working?
what, the M link?
The link and try to.
Oh, make
Uh,
sure he updated it.
Oh yeah, update it.
Up,
That's what.
he did if he did the firmware.
Okay, can one of y'all pull him into a...
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony, we're gonna do a breakout room with you now. Is that okay?
You have to give one of us access because we don't have like that at the bottom like breakout rooms.
I have to do what?
You have to give one of us like access for host because I can't put anybody in a breakout room. I'm just like a guest.
Assign manually.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Anthony, give me 1 second. I'm gonna put you into a room here, okay?
Add a room. And then Anthony and then.
Actually, you'll be with him only, and everybody else will be.
Yep. Take my computer over there.
And then,
Here, so we can talk to him. Do you want me to bring my headphones?
I hate companies.
It's gonna have that. Did you add me to the breakout room, Ryan?
um, okay, Virginia, I'm with you. And let me know if anybody else has any questions. I want to make sure that we can get through this. All right. All right.
Yeah, he's in here.
Well, here's what I think you should probably do. I think it should be its own command, if that makes sense. Like I would delete that. Yeah. Yeah, you could have it somewhere else. Or no. I would keep that, but off to the side somewhere as well. Yeah. It can be in the same area as long as it's not attached to the other code. Okay? So what I would probably do is, let's go over to events
Were you able to update?
on the left. Yeah.
Okay. Anthony, can you hear me?
And let's do, well,
Okay. Did you upload?
let's still do the when the CyberPi starts up. Yeah. Okay. Then if button 4, then stop all motors. Okay. Let's see. Can you go back to the chassis area? Let's see if there's another option in here that we can pick. Let's see.
Create X. Yeah, you want to. Okay.
And are you scrolled all the way down to the bottom? Okay. Yeah, see, I would have thought it would have been that one as well.
Yes. Okay. So yeah.
Let's try it with its own code then, Virginia. Let's see if we can upload what you have there. Because right now you have it as the, what, arrow up? You basically have the controls the way you want them. Okay. So now let's save this, and after you save it, let's upload it. Let's see what happens. Did you already save it? Okay. I would save it. Let's wait for that to save, and then let's hit the upload. Okay, and you know what I just thought of, Virginia? We don't have it. We don't have the forever block on there as well. We may need to add that just so that whenever you press that, it works. So let's take the forever block. Yeah, and there you go. Yeah. Now let's save it and then upload it. Well, let's find out, right? We're just doing trial and error.
Did you already upload the you should have 3.
Okay, and then now
Were you
let's
able to
hit
all 3 of them
upload.
yesterday?
Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
now
Okay, go back to your other page.
what I would probably do is disconnect, hit disconnect down there, and then let's go ahead and unplug it, and let's see if the controller works with the movements.
Okay, and then we need the eyes.
So when you press 4, it doesn't stop. Huh.
Go back.
Okay. I'm sorry? No. If it didn't have the option in the extensions whenever you added it, then there you shouldn't have to update any controller. It's just the way we're doing some sort of code here. I mean, whenever I did this earlier, I couldn't get it to stop, to be honest with you. That's why I switched over to the joystick option. But the joystick option is coded a little bit differently than this, because you see that there's no option to like drag the joystick into the code that we just made, because it's rounded off there, and you see the other blocks, it wouldn't fit in there. So there's got to be a way that we can get this to stop. Let's see.
That one right there, sensor. Yeah. Update it. Like upload it. And then you need yes.
It may be under control. Have you clicked control yet? Let's try control. It was right underneath events. There you go. Let's see what is down here. Stop all.
Is your remote in there? Okay. Now yesterday were you able to do the firmware? Okay. So
Okay.
no, well, he didn't.
You could maybe drag this, Virginia, the stop, underneath the stop motor.
He hasn't added it on there at all yet. So yeah, but he didn't have a chance to.
And let's
He didn't have
see.
a computer to do the firmware. So okay. So go to settings.
Let's try saving.
Yes.
Oh,
Go
did
all
it
the way down.
disconnect?
It should be all the way down on that screen.
Oh, you're connecting. Okay.
Yes. Is it plugged into? Yeah. Plug it into your USB.
Well, let's try both and see what happens. Let's leave that script in there right now and see what happens
Okay.
with this.
Okay. And now go to settings. Yes. And just make sure. Yes. See if it's updated.
Okay.
Yes. And that normally takes like 10 to 15 minutes. That's why.
Oh, he has to update the
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure they updated the firmware, because if they did not update the firmware yesterday and completed it, it's not going to.
It's not. Oh, okay. So firmware wasn't updated. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. Go ahead and unplug it. Let's see what that does there.
So he's updating it, so that's
Yeah, Anthony, that's normally gonna take like 15 to 10 minutes, okay? Or 20 minutes.
Still not working. Okay. It has something to do with the code that we are. I'm sorry? Okay, when you press the other buttons though that you use to code. Only going forward. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry? The joystick? Okay. We can do that. Let me show you how I did the joystick then. You already have the joystick one on file? Yeah, you can if you want to, yeah.
I didn't hear you, sorry.
There you go. What I would do then to use the joystick is you can do when CyberPi starts up. So that's under your events.
I can hear you.
Then you have your forever block again, so that's going to be under control.
You know, close it and or like refresh it.
Okay, and then I will have the if else option. Let's do the if else and drag that into the forever block. And then you're going to go down to your controller, the Bluetooth controller. And in this one, you're going to drag the button. No, not the rounded one. Yeah, there you go. That one. And then what I changed was the button left thumb. You change that to left thumb?
Just make sure every time you add one, you upload it.
Yeah. And then on the Mbot 2 chassis, there is an option for it to move forward at, and then it says like RPM. Yeah. And then on the 50 portion, I went back to controller. Let's go back to controller now. And I dragged the joystick one that says RX into the 50.
Go to your
Into the 50. You see it? Right where the... Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you wouldn't think that that's... but I did make it work like that earlier. And then I duplicated the blue. And I put that into the else. And I changed the... I did a move backward. And then you could probably leave that at... oh no, I would change that to RY. Yeah. So like what I found out was like RY right thumbstick, like RX for me when I moved it forward, and then RY was like when I moved the joystick backward. Is what that's how it worked out for me with this particular code. Okay, and then I saved this, and then I uploaded this code, and then the joystick worked for me.
You know what? Go to your computer management. You know how to do that? Okay, go to where. Let me see if I can share. No, it won't show. Okay.
Did you share your screen?
No.
You don't have to. I did not do that, but you can if you want. You just be overriding. If you hit save as, and you saved it as the joystick, it should be okay.
Yes.
As long as you connect the robot back and then you upload this script.
I think that might have been it too because we're using Windows, right? We're using PC. Yeah. And another thing, the website prefers to use Chrome. So if you, when you open it on Chrome. So all you have to do is copy the link and then just open it.
It'd be for the right joystick.
No, like your Google Chrome.
Or I'm sorry,
browser.
the
Instead of like
it may be the
Okay. Oh yeah, you are. Yeah, I see it. Okay.
maybe the left.
So
Try both
once
of
it
them. Let's see
opens,
what
you'll be able
happens.
to, have full access to it because I think that's what happened.
It's definitely the right one.
Okay, now click on that.
Okay. So then, that's where it comes into, because we just coded it to go forward and backward, right? So this is where you have to
Okay, there it goes. Yeah.
put in the code for it to move left and right
Yes.
now.
Yes. Click. Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
No.
So you may want to duplicate this entire code and then
No.
change
Okay.
that to right thumb or you just have to really experiment with it. And you may want that to be its own separate code, but I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause
We'll
that
see.
one's one of them that takes a while too. Oh. Okay.
Yours just spins, Tyrese.
Let's see if it does the same thing. Yeah, because I think they gave Ryan an error code yesterday too, but when he opened it, it worked. Yeah.
Right thumb pressed.
Okay, let's see. Click next. Move on. Click next.
So here's what we're gonna do, y'all. I know you have a lot of questions about, how to do specific movements, and Tyrese, if yours is just spinning, that's where it comes into play of you have to code it to do more than just make a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn. Otherwise, it will just spin. But here's what I want to do. I want to share a video. We don't have to watch it together here, but I want you to have access to it before we end the day off so that you can watch it and pause it and get the gist of how to start coding. There's a video, and we're about to post it just now from, which account?
Mine.
Okay, from Miss Carmona. Miss Claudia Carmona is going to post this video.
Let me see. Just let it keep going.
You said it's at the 8-minute mark?
Software.
No, it's at 2 minutes.
At 2 minutes?
Yeah, it's just 8-minute video. So
Oh, okay. There's an 8-minute video, and they start talking about the actual breaking down of the different codes that you can put in to begin, and it's with the controller, right?
Yeah, but Virginia, can you stop sharing your screen so that I'm able to share?
Put install. Click install. Oh wait,
Here.
make sure is it your CH? Hold on, let me see. CH340.
There you go.
Yep, your driver. Okay, put okay. Now you can. Yeah. Yep.
So what we're actually sharing here is some code that they are
There you
plugging
go.
in
That's
to
the code.
have the
On that one.
controller.
You're gonna have more access now.
They can hear it?
Yeah.
I
like,
can't.
Go to your screen right there, like where it says share screen and share audio. You see it?
For the same robot? Is this for the same robot? Or is this...
They can hear it.
No.
Share
No,
sound.
you can't.
Oh, yes, I'm sharing it.
Yeah. Share. Ask if they can hear it now. I'll put your volume up too.
Yeah, that's just the name of the program, though, Virginia. The in block 5 is what we...
On the desk. On the cart, I'm sorry. Okay, what does it say? Okay, connected, yep.
Can y'all hear the video? Let me press play. I'm also on mute, so I think that
Okay,
also...
no, make sure all your stuff is, yeah. Make sure all your,
Hold on.
okay. Here, look, here.
Yeah, so...
Here. Hold on. Wait.
So Tyrese, you need to also code it to turn a different direction as well. Because if you just have it set up just to just for one direction or just one button on the controller, it will only do one thing. So you have to code these different different components or different options on the controller to do different things. So what I can do here is I'll trash this, and we will see if I can build another. You need to start out the very first thing that I would recommend that you do is the very first block is, you know, when you have your robot started up, okay, then you want it to do something, right? So, and you want it to do this all the time whenever you press that button, okay? So if I start up CyberPi and then forever I want
I wanted to pick it up, go to settings. That's where you're gonna want to go.
let's see.
Okay. I want you to go to
If
computer
something is
management,
pressed,
or like the ports. Do you see
if
anything under computer management?
and let's try and do the controller.
It just says management. System.
Let's do if R1 is pressed, then
You just want to make
it
sure
will-
it's picking up your USB port, not another port.
now Virginia, this may help you with it stopping as well. These other options of, you know, moving forward, you know, X amount of centimeters until it's done, rather than just moving forward at 50 rotations per minute, because that will just keep it going forever.
Regular power.
But if you do maybe something like move forward for 5 centimeters until done, you could do that.
Okay, exit out.
Or I'll put mine as like 10.
You're gonna want to go where it says
Okay.
like where
And
you
then
add, like
if
you
I
add a
duplicate
disk or,
that and put
USB
that underneath,
adapter, just make sure your
and I
USB
say,
adapter está leyendo like your
let's
computer
do
is
L1,
actually reading it.
move backward 10 centimeters until done. Then we can see what this kind of code comes up with here,
Hold on, let me see what else. you
if
have.
that makes
Go
any
to
sense.
General. No. Devices.
Let's see. Let's see that.
No. Go to Bluetooth and devices. Click that.
So let's just save this
Let's see, okay,
under
now scroll down and
test.
Make sure your USB thing is connected on there. The camera.
Now I haven't coded it to turn left or right with this, so we'll see what
Click
happens
the little
here.
arrow and it should pop up what's connected on there right now.
So can you
Is it connected?
like this?
Okay, we're gonna see if this code that I just wrote in here is gonna work, and if it does, then hooray. If not, we've done some trial and error. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit disconnect. Hit my controller. Turn that on, it's connected. I'm gonna go to home, switch program, and test. I'll let that run. So now it's moving. And I see what you mean, Virginia. That's not even working with the stop all. No, it doesn't stop the motor. Let's see. What other options do we have here?
Okay, I have a question.
Stop
If
motor
you're
encoder?
if
Well,
you're
we did
speaking
that
with the
earlier, I
mouse
thought.
Where the M-bot is connected, does
We
the
can
mouse
try it.
work?
And trash that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's upload this again. Let's hit save.
And does it, since it, like, does it work when you move it?
I'm gonna upload this. Disconnect.
Okay. What does it say now?
On that. See, it should stop all the motors.
Maybe try these ones since these ones are coded and these ones aren't, right? Or has it encoded into?
Well, I could try a different one and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, but just show the one that's connected right now.
EM1, EM2, that is.
So, click,
Do you think maybe
Oh, yeah.
you don't need this part, like one
And
separate
now-
pie circle?
yes.
It doesn't have to be needed.
I could try and drag this in here.
It could work, yeah. You duplicate it and add it into there.
Okay, now it's 1%, right?
Yeah.
Under here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now it's moving.
Alright.
Now it's moving.
We're just doing some trial and error, you guys. This is what it takes whenever you're coding.
Hit the
Thank
plug it
you,
back in.
Anthony, for bearing with
Yeah.
me. It's loading.
Yay.
So it wasn't even doing this earlier, right, Anthony? Yeah.
Okay.
So Anthony, I saw you were playing basketball. What position do you play? Point guard. Wow. So you're a ball handler. I was center. I was center. Oh really? That's cool.
Didn't stop.
Mm-mm.
But maybe instead of putting stop encoder mall, maybe put the stop all, like go back to control, and then put stop all instead of right in.
Instead of this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that again.
once it does it, like will be the code. And you know what? Whenever the firmware updates, it will reboot and restart the site.
Maybe I should restart it and see what happens. No, we're good. It's fine.
It's fine.
We're okay.
Wait, no, it's not.
It's not? Okay.
No, that one's right.
Alright. I am gonna go to this script and
None of it works now.
none of it. No.
Is it connected?
Okay. Well. We will figure it out. Yeah, so we are problem solving, y'all. That's just the way it goes whenever you don't code all the time, but we will figure this out. All right, so we're gonna see if this actually
When you say,
works.
okay, yeah, connected. Make sure you connect it to.
Okay,
Yes.
and then disconnect.
Now you can go to when cyber key, go to yeah, one of those. Yes, you're gonna give it an
If R1.
Claudia, can you give me the notes that I wrote?
Okay.
Yes.
So it stops whenever you.
Yes.
So I release it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Virginia, are you there?
What do you want?
Las hojas.
Okay.
Is
so-
doing its daily mile.
Okay.
Virginia, are you able to hear me? Can you unmute?
So when, okay. Yeah.
Okay, you can hear me, Virginia?
And then hit that if, yeah.
Okay, that helps. I'm gonna take a picture
Uh-oh,
of that.
there's an echo. Okay, so do you see, does everyone see the code that I have up on the screen right now?
Okay.
It's blurry for you?
S-
Okay.
Maybe drag it up a
Let's see
little.
if I can.
Yeah, like that.
How does this look?
Okay, yeah.
Now it's good? Okay. Everyone, I want you to take a picture of this, and I'm going to myself because when I release the R1 button, which is what I made for it to
Okay, so then
do,
you're gonna have to upload it.
I made it go forward with the R1 button.
So on the little,
Okay.
on the little, whenever
If
you see the number
I'm
one,
not pressing the button, then I want it
change
to
to number
stop,
one.
right? Okay, so
that
if I
button.
press R1,
I'm ready.
it's gonna move. But if I'm not pressing it, it is stopping. Okay?
So arrow up,
Hey.
arrow up, face up. Yeah. And then do that to all of them.
So your best
So do one for all of
option,
them.
and we'll go over that here in a minute, Solomon. Your best piece of code and my best piece of advice right now is use your trial and error, use your critical thinking skills, like what Dr. Flores mentioned earlier. It takes a lot of critical thinking skills. Miss Carmona and myself are sitting here thinking, how are we gonna make this thing stop? What, just it took trial and error of us both coming together and trying to figure out how we were going to code this. And it makes sense to me now. Now that I'm looking at this code, it makes sense. If I'm not pressing the R1 button, it's gonna stop.
Now you're gonna do this.
And so
And let me show you.
what I would probably do is code this so that I have a specific action for it to move left, right, and backwards. I would duplicate this code and change the buttons to and the direction and just keep the stop encoder motor.
Okay, so you could duplicate this and then move this one. Just change the move backward.
You want to try it?
No.
What's that? I'm sorry, Virginia.
So that one you want to move where? To the left or the right?
Our on the controller is it's on the top of the controller. Do you see?
Yeah, and change how fast or like.
Yeah. So there you have L2, you have L1, R2, and R1. It's almost like a PlayStation controller in that sense, but they're all horizontal. But that's how I did it, and that's how I did one action. And I would probably duplicate the codes and make it so that different buttons move backward, left, right, and then I would add the stop encoder motor at the end of each script.
So and each.
Do you want
Okay.
to show them how to? Do they know how to duplicate things?
Yeah, does everyone know how to duplicate? When you right click, there it gives you options down here.
Okay, if,
You can duplicate,
if,
okay?
Yeah, okay, look, right here, what we're gonna do, look, we're uploading.
So duplicate. Let's see, duplicate. Show how to do it.
Duplicate this one? Okay.
And then move it over.
Okay, and make
We
sure.
have to make it
your-
smaller.
Your inbox is connected.
Because can you upload more than one code at a time?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can, let's see, where did it go?
Now get your disconnected.
Click all? Or will it let
All
you-
of it?
Yeah, does it let you duplicate all of it?
And
Mm-hmm.
get
Yeah,
your
okay.
control- is your-
So then
is your
switch
inbox connected
button
to
R2.
your-
Oops.
your control?
Button.
If do you want
No,
to share your screen? Okay. Yeah, you
Just,
can share your
um,
screen
just
if you want.
Turn it on and off. There. And get it close to your inbox. It should be connected now, but just you can always check on your cyber. Or you know what? Disconnect it. You disconnect your cyber and just start pushing the arrows. Put it on the floor. Put your ambot on the floor. Get your remote control. Remember with the arrows up and down. So not the joystick, just the arrows.
So yeah, L1? Yeah, L1. So do L1. And then
Or
move
backward.
and then move backwards. And then the same, yeah, and then we'll just upload that one, so just go. We can make
Okay.
it go upward and backwards and make
We'll
reconnect us.
save that.
Disconnect. Turn it on and off real
Connect.
quick. Your both of them.
Do I turn it off?
No, you
On.
don't have to. Hit
And
connect.
turn it back on. Wait for it. Yeah.
Upload. There you go.
Disconnect.
Disconnect. There you go. And what I do is I run the code. So I press home,
Mm-hmm.
and then I go to switch program, test 2,
Oh, okay.
and now it's running.
So let's try. Oh, how is that working?
Okay. Give it a minute. Now go connect your
What did I do wrong?
unbot back to the computer.
You think it's running out of battery?
I'm sorry, Virginia. Well, I think that that's maybe where we just made an error because now it's not. Now it is not moving at all. So, what I'm thinking is,
Like upload it to your thing so it's it actually
I'll
gets
take
saved
this
on-
block and move it into.
And connect it?
Yeah, try to connect them. So we'll see if that works there.
No, see now the screen is blank.
Upload, yes, upload it.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
let's see.
Okay.
Okay, switch
Yep.
programs.
So now disconnect it. Disconnect it from your computer. Now let's go.
All right, now I'm gonna save this.
There you go. We got it. Well, that's what we're trying to find out how to do that.
All right, let's plug it in. Let's see.
Oh, he got it. Anthony's working. All right, Anthony, I'm
Okay.
gonna exit the room, okay? So we can be like with everybody else, okay?
Yeah.
Let's connect
All
it.
right. Bye.
Let's see.
Maybe put like test 3, like maybe since that's
Yeah,
like a
we can
different
do
code.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mine did the same thing, Virginia. So I'm trying to connect these and see what if it's going to change anything here. Because when I separated them, like you just said, like do I have to do when CyberPi starts up? I don't think that's the way to go. So yours was all together. Well, let me see what ours does here then. Okay.
The device has been disconnected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So now.
Jim, remember how I was saying to do it like this?
Okay.
Should it be an action, Ryan?
What's that?
Should it be an action?
So it was running when we did just one, and then we added something else, and then it kind of like freaked out on us.
Hold on, Virginia. Let me see if, cause maybe I'm just telling it to do too much here. Let's see.
Do that one again.
Yeah. This is crazy. Mm-hmm. 90 degrees? Yeah. That makes sense. Like turn, then I would probably put 45 degrees.
Or maybe we do. What do we put? If, and then another, but just like button R1 moves forward, and then button R2 moves backwards, but then the stop encoder motor towards the end. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it would be if then. Try that. Like put it in between the middle.
Put this where?
It like
Here?
no, you can't put it. Yeah, before that one. Okay, and then no, right?
Mm. Let me know if any of y'all have any suggestions. We're troubleshooting here. We could not put all of the code together or separate and have them work.
You can,
Wait until what?
Press R2. Like maybe we didn't put something between like those things for it to like, I guess like register. Like I guess we have to code that. Yeah, that says wait until button R2 press, then move backward RPM 20. So then
Then it would just do it all in one without you.
but then we put
pressing.
stop encoder motor again. Like let me see. Like open this, like put this wait until
Under here? Okay.
and then we put if
what do we
another if then else. Let's see. This is just trial
Okay.
and error. So then we'll put like button R1 over here,
Where?
right here. If
Here?
yeah, and then R, yeah, L1,
Okay.
and then we move that one again to move backwards.
What, this one?
Right there.
What are you gonna put here?
Oh shit! Yeah. Wait until. Shoot. Sorry.
What if, do you have something that says stop on the very
Yeah, I was
bottom?
gonna put
There's
this one in
a
there.
stop encoder motor right here.
What about stop all on the very bottom?
We tried that. It doesn't.
So stop encoder motor. Well, I don't know if to wait until. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I was gonna put this one in there, but then I don't know what else we can put. In
yeah,
there.
that won't fit into that one.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
No, we need this one. So that. Oops. Is there an undo? Yeah, it's right here. Okay. So maybe instead of the forever, then I can try that? I don't know.
Maybe
What do you think?
we can try. Yeah. Does it have to be
And
closed?
Is it L1? I don't think so, as long as they're connected.
And
Move
then
backward.
Let's try it.
Save.
Mm-hmm.
Let's connect it. It didn't work. Oh, okay. Okay.
How did it work?
His Anthony, you're the one that tried that, right? Okay, yeah, Anthony tried it. It didn't work for him without the forever.
What about, how about when you go to the events?
You wanna come over here? Marisol?
And see if they have it when this cleat is pressed. Yes.
Yeah, I did the centimeters, but let's see. I did the centimeters one before and it worked, but and then it just stopped after that because it's just gonna stop after X amount of centimeters that it goes. But what if you wanted it to just continue going while holding down the button?
I haven't messaged you because we're still working on the
Yeah.
company.
Repeat. Okay. Uh-huh. A firmware issue, you think? Yeah. Wait, so there was an update for your controller? Because when you go to extensions, everyone, if you don't see update next to the controller, it should be updated. Usually there's an option right next to the name of the device that says update. But I will tell you, if you have not updated your firmware for the robot, you want to make sure to do that. And that's under settings. And then firmware update. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We will experiment more with this. We're going to be back tomorrow anyway. And we're going to talk about this as a team afterwards. What I do suggest that you also do is take this time while we are... Let me turn this off. Okay. What I do suggest is that you take this time tonight, if you have time, and watch the videos that we posted on the chat. Am I echoing somewhere? I am echoing somewhere. Not anymore. Oh, okay. Yeah. So what I suggest is watch those videos, and then what we will do is we will look at the coding aspect of like making the robot stop and look at different coding aspects. But take this time to watch those videos and do some trial and error, and then during the showcase presentations, we can talk about the challenges that we had. Does that sound good to everybody else? Yes? No? Okay, I'm gonna let Dr. Flores speak for a minute, and we'll close out today. All right.
Today, I know we provided a lot of information for you today, and it was a lot to absorb. I'm glad that tomorrow we are extending the academy so that everybody has an opportunity to catch up. As we stated earlier, it's not difficult to code using block coding. It's just more complex for this particular MBOT. So tomorrow we're going to skip the chit chat, and we're going to get straight into building the robot and finish coding it. I'm sorry, rather finish coding it than building it. But I wanted to thank you for hanging in there today, and I wanted to thank those of you that kept your cameras on today. I think I gave out one golden ticket today, and that ticket was for somebody who had their Juan, I believe, who had his camera on the entire time. Guys, if you know, I don't know what the situation is, your personal situation, but just out of respect, please, even when you're Zooming with your school, even if you have a hybrid class, you need to have your camera on, and it's expected when you're in college as well. So make sure, just out of respect for me, somebody who is very passionate about what I do, somebody who loves what he does, has been there, done it, has been in your situation many times over, and has been in the situation where I now have the opportunity to help you. So I would expect that you would at least respect my request for that. And if you can't, let me know. Personally, it doesn't have to be in anybody's business but mine. So please make sure that I know that you're paying attention by keeping your camera on. And if you need to do what the gentleman did and go outside, I'm fine with that too. Go in your garage, go in, on your balcony, go anywhere you need to go. If you don't want your home to be seen, or you don't want anything in your home to be seen, period. Okay? But I'm asking that you please try to be better at that tomorrow. But first thing I want to do before we close is I want to go over the showcase details for tomorrow. Now, those of you, again, it's not required that you participate in the showcase. I encourage you to participate in the showcase and be proud of what you built and be proud of what you coded. It's probably going to be 10 times better than mine. So feel free. We're gonna have volunteers to begin with tomorrow, but please take note of this. Okay, I'm going to put this screenshot up for you. On the slide I have prepared for you on what I'm asking you to please have in your showcase tomorrow. So listen carefully, please. The first thing I want you to do when you volunteer to present and show your robot and demonstrate your coding skills would be to introduce yourself. Is to introduce yourself. Give your full name, your school that you attend, and your grade. For instance, I might say my name is Dr. Flores, I attend the University of Houston downtown, and I am a sophomore. I would also like for you to introduce your robot's name. I want you to have ownership in what you have built. So give your robot a name. Make sure it's appropriate. Make sure that the language is suitable for the workplace and school. Make sure that you're creative in your name, and maybe that you have a story behind it. I'm going to be looking at all of the presentations and demonstrations, and then I'm going to put another poll, I think, out for all of you to vote on your peers who attended the academy, of which you thought were the best of the best. and then we will figure out what to do with those winners. Again, they'll probably have a very special prize. I had ran back to my office when Mr. Gilo was continuing the coding, and the Amazon man came. So we've got some really cool stuff sitting in Mr. Gilo's office that we need to have wrapped up and sent to you. So anyway, it's Merry Christmas, right? Or Happy Birthday. So give your full name, give your school you attend, give the grade you attend. What inspired you to name your robot? My robot's name is Phyllis, and her name is Phyllis because she looks like Phyllis the Millis. I don't know. It sounds silly, but is it Bruiser? Is it rock and roll? Is it just be creative with it? But I want you to have a story, because the story that you're going to create for this robot will make a difference in the likability of the robot as well. So you want to make sure that your robot's likable. They all look the same. I mean, I don't know, maybe you want to fancy it up a little. I don't know, maybe put some clothes on it. I don't know. But hats or something. Your imagination is your imagination. I'm saying go for it. Go for the gold. And, be in it to win it. That's all I can say. So give your name, your school, your grade level, what your robot's name is, why you named that robot, and then I want you to tell everyone. This is important. I want you to tell everyone exactly what you coded for your robot. For example, look at the slide. I coded my robot to move forward. Step 2. I coded my robot to turn 180 degrees to the left. I coded my robot to flash lights red, white, and blue underneath the robot carriage. I coded my robot to play a patriotic tune for the 4th of July, etc., etc., etc. Do you get the idea? I don't need you to tell me the specifics. I just need to tell me each step of your coding process. I don't need you to go into we had this, I think I heard Mr. Gilo talking about all-time or full-time or something like that, where anytime you turn on your robot, you're not losing the information. I just want to know what you did with it. Did it play a tune? Did it move right? Did it move left? Did the undercarriage flash? And if so, what colors did you choose to make it flash? The reason I want you to do this is I want to see your logical process. I want to see the logical thinking that you put into coding this. If you remember correctly, when Mr. Gilo was going over the coding lesson, I interjected and I suggested, for me, if I was going to be sitting down doing this, I would need to write it down on a piece of paper so that it made sense, so that it wasn't random. I just wasn't moving it left and right and forward and backwards and spinning, and just because that doesn't look to me like there's any thought into that. That to me looks like it's very basic, simple coding. And that's okay. If that's what you want to do, that's okay. But you have to think of that, and you have to know what steps to use. And so I want you to show me, and I want you to show your peers and the other students in the academy, this is step 1, this was step 2, this was step 3, this was step 4, blah, blah, blah. So some of you may have 5 steps, some of you may have 15 steps. But number 1, again, I think this will help you process the logistical thinking of step 1, then step 2, step 3, then step 4, step 5, then step 6. This particular logistical thinking skill will help transfer knowledge to your everyday courses. There's a logical thinking in that too. I have to get this done today, then what to do for this project, then what to do to this. Everything builds on each other. If you have any questions, please shoot me a question. Please put it in the chat box. We're going to have a debriefing session right after this while you guys log out. So we'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And hopefully we won't have a 4-hour session. But if we need to, and you need it, we're here for you. We'll make it happen. Okay? And if you still need assistance, we'll make sure that our email addresses are up on the slide presentation for you tomorrow, so that you can email us any other questions you might have. Okay, guys? I hope you learned a lot today. I know you're tired. I'm tired. You did a great job today. So let's even do a better job tomorrow, because there's going to be a very, very special giveaway tomorrow. Not the Director's Award giveaway, but we're going to be announcing something. Ms. Carmona is going to be announcing something very exciting tomorrow. For those of you who have really gotten into this week's Summer Robotics Academy for our middle school and high school students. So, maybe you didn't engage and participate as much as you wanted to the last few days, but tomorrow is your day to make all that happen. Okay?
We're getting a lot of questions. How do they pick up the prizes they've already won?
Well, you have to, Dr. Flores is going to have to send them to the North Pole so you can go, so Santa Claus can deliver them to you. Next. We'll figure that out, guys. Probably because they're considered gifts and they're considered valuable. The university has policies and procedures in place to make sure that I'm not taking the stuff that that we bought for you guys, or that it wasn't stolen in some way, or lost, or whatever. So you're going to have to actually come up to the university, and you're going to have to actually sign a form that says you received this gift, okay? And that can be done at your convenience. You just get a parent or a friend or somebody who legally can drive to come to the university, and we'll meet you outside, much like your bags, much like the gift bags, the materials bag that you picked up. The same process, okay? Did that answer that question? Anything else?
So we can email those who won, and we'll email you and let you know when you can come pick it up and when the forms are ready for you to sign.
So tomorrow we're going to have one grand prize winner. We're going to debrief after this session, and we're going to decide how many of you we feel belong in the winner's circle for, I hate to say winner's circle, but the circle for the special prize based on the criteria that I mentioned earlier. And then we're going to have another special prize for those of you that participate in tomorrow's showcase. Okay? Until then, we'll see you later.
Are we doing a challenge?
Are we doing a challenge? Good question. Did somebody ask that?
We want to.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, so what do we want to do for the challenge?
Is there can they raise their hand and show me how many people want the challenge
Yeah.
for skull candy earbuds again? If you raise your hand on your Zoom, I'll know if the majority wants a skull candy earbud challenge. Raise your hand, put something in the chat box, let me know, turn on your camera, do something.
Raise your hand. One.
Okay, we'll put it on TikTok.
Yeah, do you want the challenge, Anthony?
How many
Juan,
others? Okay.
Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Great. We'll do another challenge. I think we have some more skull candy
Do you wanna announce it here or not?
earbuds. We'll announce them tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to post it in 30 minutes on Instagram.
So check your Instagram at 5:30, and the challenge questions will be on the Instagram with specific requirements for you to be the challenge winner. I don't know if we're going to do the first two answers or the first two answers correctly. How are we going to do that, Ms.
First two
Magui?
answers correctly.
The first participant who answers correctly the challenge,
Or does what we're asking them to do.
or does or turns in what we ask them to turn in 100%, you will be the winner. Who knows? We might have one winner or we might have two. So 5:30 Instagram.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m.
All right, bye guys.
Bye-bye.
See you later. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
¿Por qué esa no tienen